that gorgeous or what? All right, first things first, full disclaimer, I have the Generation 1 Traeger. There has since been a Generation 2 with some upgrades, some we'll talk about, and some you'll be able to just kind of plainly see. But the first thing we're going to touch on is kind of the things that I'm not going to judge or compare a lot on. The first thing is going to be Wi-Fi. They both have Wi-Fi. This has their Wi-Fi built in their new ones, and this one has their Pellet. They are both Wi-Fi connected. They both go to your phone. They're both very simple to set up. I've got a video going on this one so you can see how that's done. Really, really nice feature. And what it does is it allows you to be able to control almost everything from your phone, almost anywhere. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, you save yourself a couple of bucks on maybe buying one of those thermometers that have the little feeder thing that send out there, that we lose and all that kind of stuff. So that's a pretty cool feature on both. Now, the other thing that I'm not really going to talk about is, you know, they both smoke food. Listen to me. They both smoke food, okay? If I put a brisket in my Traeger, it's fantastic. If I put a brisket in the Rec Tec, it's going to be fantastic. We've gotten past that, all right? When you buy a car today, it's gonna get you to the store. That's it, it's gonna get you to the store, but what are you driving? What's the car all about? What's the company all about? How's that sucker built? Is it gonna be there in 10 years? Is the company gonna be in there? What's it all about? Those are more of the things that we're gonna look at today when we look at Traeger and Rec Tec and all that fun stuff, all right? So now, let's get to some of the features on these grills that I know you're gonna love, all right? Let's start with the champion. Let's start with this Traeger. So let's start with the capacity on this Traeger, man. I gotta tell you something, that is monstrous. That is 575 square inches of cooking space, including the flat bottom there and that extra smoking rack there. That's fantastic, you guys. You wanna talk about being able to grill and smoke, that's enough room for 24 burgers, 5 racks of ribs, 4 big chickens, a partridge in a pear tree, 7 turkeys. I don't know what it is you're doing, but listen, you're gonna feed a mountain of people in here, and that's actually excellent. So listen, this Pro Series 22 grill is an absolute rock solid monster, you guys. Check out the legs on these things. It's built like a tank. This thing is designed to just be that piece in the backyard, man. It's substantial, it's heavy, it comes in at like 103 pounds, and it's a real deal grill. Now, it's got a hopper, holds 18 pounds of pellets, man. That's gonna get you through whatever it is you're looking to smoke. No refills, that's a great size. This has their super simple to use digital pro controller here, you guys. So easy. All you do is turn the dial just like your oven, and you're gonna go in 25-degree increments all the way up to, I think it's, what are we at there? High, which I'm gonna say, judging by, you know, doing math, is 400 degrees. So here's how these guys work, all right? There's an auger built in here. It takes these wood pellets that are all made out of real wood, whether it's apple, cherry, oak, alder, whatever it is you're looking for. And that auger forces those pellets into a lighting chamber. Now, I happen to know that the brand new generation of these has a much faster light up, it's got a much faster startup, it's got a much faster heat up time. So I'll tell you what, there's another kind of category that we're not going to go judge. We're just going to call that one a tie. The Rec Tec, absolutely outstanding with its heat up and its ignition, and the Traeger, especially the brand new series, there's nothing bad to say about that either. So listen, you can't go wrong if you decide on this machine. Listen, they've sold a lot of them, they're everywhere, everybody and their dog cooks with them. You gotta know, these guys know what they're doing. So now let's talk just for a second about that temperature control, okay? So the computers in these, and I'm not going to get all techno-weedy on you, I'm a little bit of a techno geek, but not so much. I know just enough to be dangerous, all right? So what makes this work is there's an algorithm in that computer that is constantly adjusting itself so it can kind of move that temperature up and down. And in our Traeger, from what I've been able to see, it's based on time and temperature, okay? So it's gonna read this, it's gonna estimate the amount of time and kind of take it into account there. So that's why, just you know, the layman nutshell, it's as top line as it can get, I guess, version, that's why there's a temperature variance of plus or minus 15 degrees. There's a temperature variance of plus or minus 15 degrees. Now listen to me. The reason that we're all here is so that we can emulate what a sucker like this does, right? And this is the kind of weekend project where with that hardwood, you sit there and you try and nail that temperature, man. And a pit boss, you know, one of these grill masters, pit masters is gonna tell you, plus or minus 15 degrees starts to get into that range where you're gonna affect the cook quite a bit, and a lot can affect that one way or the other. The ambient temperature, wind, the whole 9 yards. So that kind of temperature variance if you're a purist, if you're really into it, if you really want to kind of experiment with those little temperature, fluctuations up and down will do, you need to know that that is a pretty big wave there, that 15 plus or minus. Now let's have a look at the digital brain on here, okay? Just like the Traeger, super simple to use. All you do is turn a dial. This goes up and down in increments of 5 degrees from 200 all the way up to 500 degrees, you guys. That's huge. That's the temperature we set it at. That's the temperature that's inside the grill. You can see that live and in real time. I don't get that with the Traeger. And you're gonna see that within 5 degrees, up or down, that temperature stays at 225. So I gotta say, when it comes to that, I gotta tip my hat to the Rec Tec. The exterior of the Traeger is like a powder-coated steel, all right? Nice and durable. I haven't had any issues with that. Yep, nice and solid. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this Rec Tec, all right? Come on around here. Now, first of all, visually, outstanding. Look at this thing, man. It's got that cool emblem on the top. It's got these horns, and by the way, I love that these stay cool. That's fantastic. Visually, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Now, one of the things that I was surprised about, because you are going to notice, it is a bit smaller. So you've got a much more compact unit. You got about 311 square inches. There is an optional rack that'll boost that to over 500 square inches of smoking space. So I got to tell you something. The Traeger's 575 square inches right out of the box. You cook for a big crowd, that's fantastic, right? You take something like this, with a little bit lower kind of square inch wise out of the box, you got to ask yourself, first of all, am I cooking for that many people all at once? So first things first, out of the box, let's talk about assembly. I've got an unboxing review for that one. We didn't get that one in time. Both of them are actually quite simple, but I am going to give the nod to Rec Tec on this one, because the Traeger, as rock solid as those legs are, they're all in different pieces. They're fixed. That's all there is to it. With our Rec Tec out of the box, all right, all you had to do with these guys, pull the little reinforced bar. They both folded down, and you've got that support shelf at the bottom. So as rigid as the Traeger is, this is just as rigid. And what I like about this one is I can fold these legs up. There's a handle on top, and I can actually take this tailgating. I can take this tailgating. I'm probably not going to take that tailgating. It's pretty big. But the fact that I can fold these legs up means that I got this in the back of the truck or the back of the minivan. And if you swing around and have a look back there, I got to tell you, to a guy like me, that matters. I love being able to take this with me. All right, let's talk about hopper capacity. Over here on the Traeger, we've got 18 pounds of your favorite wood pellets. There you go. And over here on the Rec Tec, we've got 20 pounds of our favorite. So, listen. You're going to get through your smoke, okay? Let's just call that one a tie. For all intents and purposes, you're going to get through the smoke. I don't know what you're going to stuff in there that's going to take you more than 18 or 20 pounds of pellets, okay? So now, let's talk about airflow a little bit. Airflow is what makes these work, okay? That's what takes all of that heat back and forth. That's what does it. So in our Traeger, all right, we've got our little smokestack there, and we've got an air hole on the side here. And for all intents and purposes, you guys, that really is it. The airflow on the Traeger to me always seemed a tiny bit limited, all right? It seemed to me that I had to kind of use more pellets to get the same amount done. Now, have I sat there and tested that? No. So if somebody has and I'm wrong, throw it in the comment section. I'm okay with that. I'm just, as a guy that just buys grills like you do, it just kind of makes sense, especially when I look over here and I see what's going on with the airflow on our Rec Tec, okay? So we've got not only the air holes on the side and the vents right here. So if you have a look around back here, great airflow out the back. I love the way the air travels in this smoker. I really, really, really do. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Now that's kind of just a personal opinion, okay? Have I ever sat there and gone, oh my goodness, this brisket would have tasted much better if the Traeger had a little bit better designed airflow? I've never said that at the table. So let's talk about the ease of use, all right? Now, Traeger is famous for this. I got to tell you something, man. They, innovators, they come out with this stuff. It's wonderful to see what they've done. And, the fact that they've leveled the playing field for all of us, man. You used to have to go to that little place around the corner, and you go once every, little while to this guy with this special skill set, and you get this unbelievable food. Now you can do it. That's pretty cool, man. And Traeger's got a lot to do with that. So, very, very cool. Like I said, really, really, really simple to use. That digital brain is going to keep that temperature within a 15 degree plus or minus of those 25 degree increments all the way up to 400 degrees. Now listen, Traeger claims that you're going to grill in this. and you're gonna sear. Okay. I haven't had a whole lot of luck getting great sears on steaks and things like that. At a 400 degree max out, that's kind of tough for me to hop on board with. And that's just me as the general user, okay? Let me tell you something. That extra 100 degrees, when you bump this up to 500 degrees and up, I've seen a lot of stuff on YouTube and these getting to, 550, 600 degrees. Now you're grilling, baby. Now you're searing. Now you're putting that beautiful crust on those steaks, not just a bit of color. So I got to say something. When it comes to that max out temperature and that actual ability to sear and that ability to get that crust on your nice steak, got to give that one to Rec Tec, man. Let's talk about ignition systems, all right? They are both fantastic. I know the Generation 2 has upgraded their ignition system. It fires quick, it fires fast, it heats up quick. Guys, kudos, fantastic. My first generation, I wasn't a big fan of how long it took sometimes, so no worries there. These guys, same thing, man. They have this incredible ceramic ignition system in there. They've rated it for, I think, 300,000 ignitions. That's what did they rate that to? 300 years of grilling? Holy moly. I don't think my innards can handle 300 years of the stuff we cook around here, all right? I think we'll be lucky to squeeze 80, 90 out of this one, all right? So I'm not too worried about that. They've got temperature probes on this one built in. I know the new generation has temperature probes built in. That's fantastic. I love it. And now we're gonna get down to one of the bigger ones, okay? Build quality, and this is a big one, okay? And I'm just gonna base this on the experience that I've had with products in the past and ones that I have now. As you look around here, okay, a lot of the grilling community now uses like the porcelain coated steel. It's good and sturdy, but I mean, it is a coating, it is a painting, it can chip, it can wear. And here in the Florida weather, man, I pay such close attention to how long something's gonna last in the elements, because if you're like me, you don't always remember to put that cover on, and you really want the construction and the quality of the piece that you bought to make up maybe for a couple of your shortfalls. All right, so listen, Traeger, nothing wrong with this, you guys. It's nice and solid. Everything's in there, nice and tight. I love the lid. The weight feels really good. You don't get a lot of heat escaping because they've used, thin metals in here. And they've got that, powder-coated steel and all that kind of stuff. Now let's talk about the build quality of the Rec Tec. And I got to tell you something. This is what really drew my attention, man. This is 304 stainless steel. And how do I know that kind of construction is going to stand up for me? Have a look here. That sign sitting there, I got that 3 years ago, man. I had one before that. It didn't last a month here in the Florida weather. When I bought that from the guy at the little street fair, he educated me on the differences of stainless steel and the gauges and what you're looking for. So when I saw that these guys were using 304 gauge stainless steel inside and out, holy cow, that's pretty exciting. To me, I know that this is going to last a long, long, long time. Nothing to chip, nothing to crack. There's no paint to come off. And the lid, I love this. This lid is weighted. I love that the lid is weighted, you guys. It just feels so good. Those horns, by the way, those are cool. All right, so listen. This is a tough one, man. This is very tough. This thing has done me no wrong, done me no harm. We've had so much fun with our Traeger. Why in the world would I ever look to get rid of this thing? It's built rock solid. We've had such good luck with it. It's worked rain or shine. That temperature dial, absolutely fantastic. Love it. The Rec Tec, I mean, it's a little sleeker. It's got that, it runs a little more efficiently. I think the pellets are going to, just based on that, you're going to get a little bit longer cook out of your pellets. 20 plus hours is fantastic. I love the way the airflow goes in this. But is that enough? I mean, is that enough to just, get Old Faithful out of here? I got to tell you something. It really is. The build quality of these both is terrific. It really is. You're going to get a lot of great meals out of both of these. But here's what it comes down to, you guys. If you watch our show, you know what we're all about. Food, family, fun, right? Listen, Traeger's #1, man. They are on top. You can't stand here on any platform and say anything otherwise. And once you're on top, man, you stay on top. Spend some money on advertising, a whole bunch of infomercials, a whole bunch of commercials. Do that thing. Make sure that you're throwing this name everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And that's not to say that it's not a great machine, but it is. But I got to tell you something, man. When I researched this, Joe Traeger started this thing up. 90s, patented this whole auger wood pellet technology. Joe Traeger. Thanks, Joe. Joe did a great job. Joe introduced us to this kind of cooking technology, and for that, we're forever going to be grateful. I'm not sure if Joe's still in it or if he sold the thing or if he sold the patent. I'm really not sure, because every time I see a Traeger video or a Traeger commercial or a Traeger recipe, it is somebody different, right? And that's great. It's a big community and stuff, but I don't know where the heart and soul of Traeger belongs. And to me, that says something, man. So yeah, I love this thing, but just like the big green egg that's got that heart and soul, I don't know where my heart and soul is with this Traeger, man. Yes, their marketing campaign was fantastic. Yes, they built a fantastic machine, and yeah, it's real easy to use. Where's the heart, Joe? Where's the heart and soul, Joe? Come on, Joe. So now let's talk a little bit about Rec Tec and heart and soul. I got to tell you something, man. Every time I look at one of these videos, every time I watch one of their things on YouTube, I see that same core group of guys, man. I see Ray and Ron, who founded this in 2009. I've been kind of looking into the history of this company. It's one of those ones that's just, you know what, it's just right. It's not a couple of guys that are out there slogging every day, trying to be number one, and trying to be the best, and trying to get to the front of the line. It's two guys with a passion and a love for grilling and what they do. And you can tell, man, you watch these videos, these guys are cracking beers, they're having a great time. They are with everybody in their company, man. They're just, it's like a family. I love watching it, you guys. And what's cool about it is these guys, you open that first page of the manual and there's like a letter from them to you, man. And that's just, that touches a guy like me, because that's what we're all about here. We're all about food, family, fun. So when I see a company that's so grounded in what they do, and I know for a fact that the decisions about my family's dinner are being made around their family's dinner table, I got to tell you something, man. For me, that is all I need to hear. All right, guys, so it's time to announce the winner. And remember, whoever wins this battle is going to be the next brand new machine that we put up for our next giveaway and contest on Marks on the Grill. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hope you learned a few things today. Maybe we answered a few of your questions if you're shopping around for the grill. I love my Traeger, guys. Thank you so much. This has been so great, but goes to Rec Tec this time, you guys. I love these guys. I love this company. I love how compact it is. I love the fact that I can fold these legs up and pick it up by a handle and take it tailgating. I love the fact that it's got that 304 stainless steel construction, and I mean the fast startup. And the big thing for me, you guys, the biggest thing technical wise, 5 degrees up or down. And here we are, you guys. Look at this. You want to talk about a sear? That is a bad boy sear. Let me get my gloves on. Pop that probe out. Was able to keep an eye on that all the way down. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at that, you guys. That's the crust that I'm looking for. That is dead on beautiful. Oh, look at that. Is what a grill, a pellet grill that'll reach 560 degrees and beyond is going to do for that crust and that finishing off, man. Wow, that is exactly what I wanted to see. That's what makes me feel real good about the decision that we made to give this Rec Tec just that spot in the yard where we know that so many of our recipes start from and so many of our good times with our family and our friends start from. So how can you possibly pick a winner between these two? I mean, listen, it's Traeger, man. Everywhere we go, there's Traeger. These guys are brilliant. These guys know these machines. Joe Traeger invented this machine back in 1985 or 86 after he was all frustrated about whatever grill that he had. That's the story behind it. I mean, he's the guy that we have to thank for this pellet grill technology, this, you know, the wood pellets and the auger and the whole 9 yards, man. He introduced us to all of it. And look where we are now, what, 30, 40 years later. And I mean, they're everywhere. It's fantastic, okay? So, I mean, you got to hand it to these guys. Great machine, but a brilliant marketing campaign to go on top of it. I got to tell you, man, my hat's off to these guys, all right? Between the infomercials, the social media campaigns, all the blitzing they do at shows and barbecue stuff, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant money-making machines, man, and they are #1. But does that make it the grill that I want? Not necessarily. Here's the difference, you guys. When I Google Traeger and Joe Traeger and I start to get into the heart and soul in this machine, you know what I find? Lawsuits. I find this person suing that person over this patent and that patent. I find kids are mad at this and dads are mad at this, and I'm like, oh, hold on a sec. Around here, we're all about food, family, fun. It's everywhere. It's on my signs. It's on that little thing that rolls across the screen along the bottom. That's what we're all about around here, man. So when I start to look into stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I don't get a warm and fuzzy about that. These guys are #1. They hit a goal and they reached it, man, and they are great machines, and if you buy one, you will be happy with it. There you go, I said. But now, when I look into Rec Tec and I really start digging deep, Oh man, I love what I'm finding, man. The co-founders, Ray and Roy, these guys have been together on this since I think it was like 2006. And what's fun to listen to with these guys is they don't talk about being number one. They don't talk about making the most money. You know what they talk about? Building the best grills so they can experience this lifestyle that they've just chosen to immerse themselves in, not just for them, but for their friends and family. And for a guy like me, the customer, right? Here's what I want to, here's where I always liken it to. The decisions about my family's dinner, how it's going to get made, how it's going to get presented to me, how he's going to bundle all this up and make it the best experience it can be for me, those decisions aren't made in a boardroom. They're not made with a bunch of shareholders or a bunch of people arguing and fighting and what's the top buck. You know where they're made? Around their dinner table. And I love that. And every time I tune into one of these shows that they do, and the name's escaping me, I think it's Greg or Glenn, their executive chef. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry, brother. God, they are fun to watch, man. And every time I turn in, it's always them. And they're always there, and they got that beer in hand, and they're having a good time, and I'm learning great stuff. But you know what it does? It gives me that feeling of camaraderie and just guys hanging out and doing their thing. Not every single time I see a different ad, there's a different person doing a different thing. These guys have just gotten together. They love what they do. They have a great time. They make a great product, and they just absolutely love what they do. So guys, thank you very much for inviting me to experience you, your company, the way you do things, this genuine love and fondness that you all seem to have for each other, and just that getting together, cracking a beer, having a good time, and knowing that the results that come from the machines that you're giving us are top-notch every single time. In fact, let's let this do a little speaking for itself. Oh, is that gorgeous or what? Oh, let's keep going in there. And that crust, that exterior, that just unbelievable bark, oh man, that only comes when you can sear it at those incredibly high temperatures. Guys, you can do this. One of the things that I love about pellet grills is they've really evened that playing field. Now everybody can be a pit master, and with a grill like this one, you know that you know the guys that built it to last a lifetime because they're building it for their friends, they're building it for their families, and I'll tell you, man, they have really knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you introducing me to your grill and your company, and especially you guys. And I gotta tell you, one of the videos that I watched, Ray, I think it was just beaming with pride as a dad, because he got to talk about how he's gotten to watch and let his son watch this whole process from start to finish. And from a dad who's working in different businesses and companies his whole life, I know exactly where you're coming from, brother. That's a really special story to tell. So I'm just calling that out on its own. I just love it, guys. I can't wait to get right into this and try some of our favorite recipes. I can't wait to invite our friends and our family over. And more than anything, from all of your friends here at Marc's on the Grill, I can't wait to meet you at the Rec Tec. Guys, that's it. We have our winner. It's the Rec Tec RT340 Trailblazer, and that just made this incredible prime rib roast with that unbelievable crust. Hold on. Wow. Super wow. You gotta try this. Look at this. Look at this thing. Are you kidding? Yeah, come on in close. Yeah, that's really pretty. Oh my God. I can't even. That is so good. All right, you've been waiting, you've been patient. That is the one we're gonna give away. That's going to be the prize that we give away. We're going to get you to watch our unboxing video or, our battle video, whatever it is. We're going to ask you a couple of questions, fill that all in there. All the rules and regulations are down there. Every time you do it, you get it right. You get a point, we throw you in there. At the end, we're going to take that big barrel with all of these names of all these people that love these videos. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And on December 26th, that guy, brand new, shiny in a box, is coming to one of our friends and one of our followers, one of the people that have just made all this possible. It's our way of saying thank you for a great big year. Guys, from our heart to yours, can't recommend this Rec Tec enough. You're gonna love it. My name's Marc Gill. This has been Marc's on the Grill. We'll see you for a lot more recipes and videos.